This is welcome to the 25th episode of the Mobuku Chronicles. Yeah, it is evening here, and 9 o'clock or so on Thursday, August the 28th in the year 2014 AD. So welcome, and I hope you're having a great summer. It's about to come to an end. Labor Day weekend this weekend. College football season opens tonight, and NFL next week. And of course, Michaelmas begins in September, and lung season. And by the way, I'm uploading right now a whole series of segments, 6 of them, I think 7, on lung conditions since I did this last year. Actually did the video, but I only put up a little excerpt which I will take down and replace with the full 7 segments that I'm uploading right now. And I think I'm going to put up a kidney one too. So that will get you set for what I refer to as the long large intestine season, which is fall, which begins September the 21st and goes through to the winter solstice. Now, I did say last time, it's been quite a while. Let's see what date was the last one. June the 8th. Here we are, August the 28th. That I wouldn't be really doing anything until something really, shall I say, even the moribund Ministry of Truth wouldn't be able to cover this up or ignore it. And nothing has actually visibly happened in that regard. However, some things are, shall we say, bubbling under the surface now. Some two actually huge, what you might call events. And these were taken from Jim Willie, who actually had kind of a, by his admission, a sort of a potted, what you might call a potted hat-trick letter this month, because he became ill after he posted the first section. And the second section was just a bunch of notes and mainly ad hoc, and was relatively, by his standards, incoherent. But the first one was not, and it contains what I consider to be two really how should I put it, major developments taking place. And the first one is I went through the hat-trick letter, the first one this morning, and I copied and pasted the relevant excerpts that I want to highlight. The thing is with the hat-trick letter is that they're very copious. They go to 35 to 40 pages each, and there's 2 of them every month. So there's a lot of ground is covered, and as I've repeatedly said, it's really a good idea that if you haven't already subscribed to it, you do so. The hat-trick letter by the Golden Jackass, otherwise known as Jim Willie. So the first one is, and this is so big, Germany has secretly hit, and I'm quoting from his report, the accelerated pedal to join the BRICS alliance. The BRICS alliance meaning Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. I said South America last time inadvertently, and but it's South Africa. And they've had some, associates join since then, since it was, first came about. And the key triggers have, in other words, what has stimulated the German government to initiate joining the BRICS alliance are the following. One, the pressure to suppress the evidence that on the Ukrainian military who downed the Malaysian airliner MH17. That's number one. The other one was a theft of German official gold account. And the third one was the constant so-called national security agencies spying on the German government, including Angela Merkel, the president. So, 3 strikes and out. The Germans are hastening their flip eastward. Germany will put its weight behind the construction of a new global financial architecture for which gold will be the core. Now, I've talked about this. I talked about this at length in the episode 24, the beginning, well, mostly 2 or 3, at least the first 2 sections of that. So he goes on to say, Germany has had enough of the unscrupulous U.S. fascism. Now, it's not a fascist regime. It's a Bolshevik regime. There's a key distinction there, right? Bolshevik. Bolshevism is alive and well in the Beltway as well as in Brussels, you know, the European Parliament, and all the bureaucrats there, unelected. They're Bolsheviks, every single one of them. And there's a difference between fascism and Bolshevism. Okay, so now you can look that up in the history books, the descriptions of those two. Now, Germany has had enough of the unscrupulous U.S. Bolshevik regime, their war, their propaganda, their spying. They have had enough, period. Although Sokka Fal, who I've never heard of before to this particular newsletter, is at times prone to exaggeration and even fabrications, the following story was verified by 2 sources, one from Germany and the other The Voice. The Voice is one of his chief contacts with deep German, and he himself, The Voice, has deep German contacts. Developments are moving rapidly. The following event occurred in late July. The following is the account by Fall. A new report prepared by the Kremlin has been permitted for public view. So this is not secret. It's out in the open. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs of German government disclosed that the German Federal Foreign Office contacted Moscow in late July to formally request an accelerated membership course for their joining the BRICS economic community. They plan to leave the European Union, a move certain to cause tremendous geopolitical disruption. The BRICS account for almost 3 billion people and produce a GDP of $16 trillion US dollars, equal to almost 1/5 of the world economy. More importantly, they control an estimated $4 trillion in combined foreign reserves. The emerging market nations are responsible for well over half of global saving. Opposition to the insolvent, corrupt, and debauched US dollar regime is centered upon the BRICS movement. These nations, along with numerous and growing numbers of associate nations, are pursuing an alternative system that conducts trade outside the dollar. They will save outside the US T-bond complex as well. Their success would spell doom for the US dollar. The broken financial system cannot accommodate the world's rising titans, which are these BRICS and Germany. Motivated German action centers upon 3 major violations of integrity on the part of the US Bolshevik regime. The Germans have the word Bolshevik I put in there. The Germans have had enough of corruption, hypocrisy, and warmongering by the US federal rogue government. The Obama administration ordered the entire European Union to ignore hard evidence provided by Russia relating to the Malaysian Airlines 17 flight shot down over Ukraine. The data proved the event was a deliberate action ordered by Kiev officials with CIA involvement. German intelligence sources have confirmed independently their U.S. counterpart assessment from the CIA that Russia had no involvement in the downing of the commercial aircraft. The German experts actually used the doctored YouTube videos and online tweets to show they were heavily manipulated, and instead proved the UK military forces were responsible for the action. Number 2. The German government back in 2011 knew of the Obama administration plot to force a showdown with Russia. In reaction, the Bundesbank, the central bank of Germany, demanded a full repatriation of all Germany's entire US 141 billion gold reserve from the US Federal Reserve, where it was stored in New York. Currently, the German government initiated plans quietly to join the BRICS nation in their economic bloc. The anger has been building in Berlin for over 3 years concerning the gold account, betrayal, lies told, and delays handed. The New York Fed had betrayed the German trust to safeguard their gold. Furthermore, and equally risk-filled, the U.S. government plans a fresh new legal attack on the Bundesbank, similar to the attack of BNP Paribas, the largest French bank, on which the U.S. government for violations of so-called sanctions by the U.S. government. This French bank was fined $10 billion. The German government is intensely angry by the U.S. government, NSA, that's National Security Agency, and the CIA spying operating on top German officials. The harsh sentiment boiled over, causing Germany to order the CIA station chief in Berlin to leave the country. So alarmed are the German officials, they have new protocols putting aside their smartphones and portable computers during high-level meetings. These devices can be used to monitor remotely, even if turned off,